Hi, my name is Alex and welcome to the Crochet Circle.
Now, in the previous video, actually two videos, I already showed you how to make this dress. It's a really basic dress. It's using only single crochet stitches, chains, and some double crochet stitches here for the edge. Now, I told you that this pattern was adjustable to any size of the doll that you need or want. So in this video tutorial, I'm gonna show you how to take the pattern for this dress and then change it to a bigger one, a larger one. I'm not gonna do a smaller one because I think you will get the point that you just don't have to do as many of the base stitches that you need, but I'm gonna do with a larger one, so that's why I'm gonna be using a much thinner yarn and a 2.5 millimeter hook. With this dress I was using a much thicker cotton yarn and I was using a 3.5 millimeter hook. Now I think I can just begin. Don't forget, both links for the dress are in the description below. So it's a two-part video tutorial. In the first part I showed you how to make the skirt, and in the second part I showed you how to make the top. And now I'm gonna show you how to adjust the pattern for a different count of stitches of the waist. I think I can begin. So I'm gonna put my doll here and I'm gonna take my 2.5 millimeter hook, and I have some yarn here. To be honest, this was one of my buys that I shouldn't have bought. It looked so nice up on the shelf, but everything I wanted to do with it, the colors just changed too fast and it didn't work. So perhaps this dress will be the thing that I can do with this yarn. So if you take a look at the pattern, it says that you have to do so many chains that you can come around the waist. So I know that my waist is 10.5 centimeters. So I'm just gonna prepare my measurement tape, and here's gonna be my 10.5 centimeters, and I can begin with the chains. Now with this crochet hook and yarn I had 23 stitches, 23 chains. Let's see how many I will have now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 30. And let's double check. I still need another centimeter. So I'm currently on 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's gonna be enough. So this is the base, this is gonna be the belt part. Now I'm gonna join it with a slip stitch. So here I have 36 chains, and now I am joining them in a round. Now the pattern calls that you do your bottom, the skirt part, on the top of the chains and the top part on the bottom of the chains. Don't forget, if you take a look at a chain, I hope you will be able to see it. So yeah, a chain has a bottom loop, a top loop, and the back kind of a it's still a loop you can get here, but don't forget, for the top part using the bottom ones, for the bottom part I'm using the top ones. So now I have to do a chain 1 to go up into the next row, and now I have to do 36 single crochets. So I'm going in and doing 36 single crochets all the way around. So 1, and I'm grabbing just the top loops of the chains. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now this first row is a bit slower to make because you have to only grab the top loops of the chains, and once the first row will be done, you will see everything else will be much faster. Just a one loop of the chain, and the last one. And joining it with the first stitch with the slip stitch. And now I can continue with the pattern. Now row number 2 calls for a bit of a widening just for the hips to start, so I'm gonna still use the same pattern. I'm gonna do 5 single crochets and then an increase. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and an increase. An increase is just 2 single crochets in the same stitch. Another 5 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and an increase. Another 5 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and an increase, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and an increase, another 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and an increase. Now, to be honest, it doesn't matter how many times you repeat it. If it doesn't get if it doesn't count out with an increase at the end, don't worry about it. It's just so you have a bit of a shape, and it doesn't matter, to be honest, how many times you do an increase. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and an increase. Now, if I would have more stitches here, if I would have to do more chains in the beginning, then I would just continue with 5 single crochets and an increase. And I can now join the round with a slip stitch. Now the next rows just call for single crochets to the desired length, so I'm just gonna be doing single crochets in each row. Now what you can do is perhaps switch a single crochet stitch to a half double crochet stitch or even a double crochet stitch. Why, you're asking? Because as you can see, single crochet stitches with this much thinner yarn and a much smaller crochet hook, the progress is not as fast, so I won't have only 7 rows like I had here, but I will have to do much more rows. And then if you make a half double crochet or even a double crochet, you get more length for the skirt in one row. So I'm now gonna do few rows of just single crochets, and then I'm gonna show you what the difference is if you do a half double crochet and a double crochet. If you're asking if you can put in some other stitches as well, of course you can. That will come in one of the next videos as well, where I'm gonna show you how to do the base and then do perhaps a shell stitch or a nice stitch for a skirt with some holes at the end. So just stay tuned, I would say. And I know that many didn't believe how you can adjust a crochet pattern, but sometimes it is possible, and this is one of those times where you can just adjust it to the measurements that you have. I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get this off and just try this new part on. As you can see, the skirt part is big enough, so now all I have to do is, as I already mentioned, single crochets all the way around for the desired length. Now if you want a long skirt, you do more rows. If you want a mini skirt, then you do less rows. Now, because I want to speed it up a bit, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do now 2 rows of half double crochets. So my row is actually not gonna start with a chain 1, but it's gonna start with a chain 2, yarn around the hook, and then through all 3 loops. And these are the half double crochets. As you can see, they are much taller than the single crochets, and that means I'm gonna get the length of my skirt much faster. What I think it would be wise as well is perhaps count how many stitches I actually have in each row, just so I know for the end, because I again want to do the wavy part at the bottom, if I will have to adjust my number. And again joining it with the slip stitch. I almost lost a stitch there, but still going. So this was my first row of half double crochets. Now I'm actually gonna do another row of half double crochets. Again, I'm gonna start with a chain 2 and do the half double crochets, and this time I'm gonna actually count them. So I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and that's 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, oops, that's 9, 40, 41, 42, and 43 stitches I have. Now that is a big difference from the original pattern where I had only 23 stitches. Now I'm actually gonna do another row, so I'm gonna do 3 rows of half double crochets. So, and I do know that I have 43 stitches now, so in the end it's either gonna be adding 2 more stitches to get to 45 or removing 3 stitches to get to actually no, or removing 1 stitch to go to 42, and that is divisible by 6. So both of the waves, how I'm gonna do the edge, I'm again gonna show it up here where also the pattern is written down. So not to worry about, it's just the steps that I'm taking to make the skirt. To be honest, now that I see this yarn here on this dress, it's not actually that bad because the colors do join almost at the same time in the rows, so I kind of am getting zebra stripes. A colorful but zebra stripes. Okay, so now I've done 3 rows of half double crochet stitches, and guess what? I'm now gonna be doing a double crochet stitches. So I'm gonna begin with a chain 3 and a half double crochet, not a half double, a proper double crochet all the way around. it's getting there with the length. So what I'm gonna do is another row of double crochets. So and I'm gonna do one more row of double crochets, and then I'm gonna start with the edge. So, and again I'm just gonna count how many stitches I have, so I will then know what to do next. So it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Now I do remember I had 43 stitches, so at the half of the skirt I'm actually gonna do one increase, so that I'm gonna have in the end 45 stitches, and that means I'm gonna be doing the waves in the numbers of 5, but if you're gonna be closer to numbers of 6, just add so many stitches as you need. So yeah, just go up to the number that it can be divided either by 5 or by 6. And I forgot the count now, so when I'm gonna finish this row, I'm gonna count the stitches just to be sure that I have enough. So I should have 45 stitches. this one is gonna be in the same one as the chains. Okay, let's count now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, that's 40, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 45 stitches, perfect. So now I'm gonna be doing the waves in the count of 5 stitches. Here's the pattern for it. So I'm gonna skip 2. In the third one I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 single crochets, skip 2 stitches, in the third one a slip stitch, skip 2 stitches, in the third one 6 double crochets. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, skip 2 stitches, in the third one a slip stitch, and you get the waves. Now I'm gonna do that all the way around. Yarn around the hook, skip 2 stitches, in the third one do 6 double crochets. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, skip 2 stitches, in the third one a slip stitch, 6 double crochets in 1 stitch. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, skip 2 stitches, in the third one a slip stitch, skip 2 stitches, in the third one 6 double crochets. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, slip stitch, in the third one 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, skip 2 stitches, in the third one a slip stitch, skip 2 stitches, in the third one 6 double crochets. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, skip 2 stitches, in the third one a slip stitch, 1, 2, 1, 2, now I must have skipped somewhere too many, but I'm still gonna finish with 6 double crochets in 1 stitch and then join it with the slip stitch with the beginning. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and joining it with the slip stitch into the beginning. I'm gonna do a chain 1, and I can cut the yarn, pull the yarn through and get rid of the end tail. Okay, this is not gonna work, so let's do it again. Much better. So all I have to do now is work the end tail in, and that means I'm just gonna go through the wavy parts a few times. You can also go up the skirt and then left and up again, actually down, and I'm here again, kind of making a loop. Now the bottom part is done. Let's just see how the skirt will look. It actually looks like a really nice sparkle. So let's start with the top now. Now with the top, the first row is actually joined into one row, and all the rest of rows are just going left to right and right to left. So I am gonna start where my beginning tail is, and I'm gonna go in with my hook, grab the yarn, do a chain one, and also do a single crochet. Now what I'm gonna be doing is I have here the starting tail of the bottom part and starting tail of the top part, and when I'm gonna be doing single crochets, I'm gonna be laying those two end tails on top of my stitch. So I'm gonna be actually working the stitch in, and that means once I am done, I just have to cut the yarn and I don't have to sew the end tails in. But if you don't want to do that, you can just leave them and then at the end you just sew them in. So I am putting them on top of my stitches. Now don't forget, because we were only grabbing the top loops of the chains before, I'm grabbing the bottom loops of the chains before, so you can actually see the edge. Let me double check. You see, I'm going in these loops to grab and make a single crochet. And also all the starting tails, I'm grabbing them as well, laying them on top of my stitch so they are inside. Go through the loop, putting both my tails on, and then doing a single crochet. And I have to do this the whole round around, and then I have to join it with a slip stitch. Now all the rest of the rows are just gonna be done left to right, so I won't be joining the rows anymore, but I'm gonna be doing them as a square, because if you can see, if this wouldn't be joined here, it would be a square surface. And again here also on the top, I'm not gonna be doing just single crochets, I'm also gonna be doing half double crochets and double crochets. Now the last stitch and joining it with the slip stitch. And I can cut these two tails because they are actually worked all the way around and they are secured. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do 2 more rows of single crochets, then I'm gonna do a half double crochet and a double crochet stitch. Why? Because it's much faster to get more height. So, and I can actually count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. Did I have 35 or 36 stitches? Well, I have 35 now, so what I'm gonna do is chain 1, turn the work around and do 35 single crochets on the other side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have 35 stitches. Now in the next row I'm actually gonna start with half double crochets, but also I want to make a loop for the button, So I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chains. As you can see, actually I'm gonna do 6 chains. As you can see, you get a nice, no, 5 chains will be enough. 5 chains, and I will have enough of a loop for a small button. And now I have to do 35 double crochets. So that's my buttonhole. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now that's 30. And 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that's 35. What I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna try the dress on. And I'm gonna actually do just one row of half of double crochets, and I think I can then start with the armpits. So now I'm gonna do chain of 3 to go up into the next row. So 1, 2, 3, and doing double crochets. So 35 double crochets. That's my 35 stitches. I'm just gonna double check if it's all right. And now I can, actually I'm gonna do one more row of half double crochets and then I'm gonna make the arm holes. As I said, it's an adjustable pattern, so you could be doing just single crochets here. I am mixing half double crochets, double crochets and single crochets just to speed it up a bit. And when I finish this row, then I'm gonna show you how to calculate where the armholes should be and how big they should be and how many stitches you need. So stick with me just for a bit more and you will find out. Okay, that's my 35 stitches. Now I'm gonna grab a piece of paper and again I'm gonna show you how to kind of see where your holes for the arms should be. Okay, so I have 35 stitches. Now I'm gonna do 17 in the front and 18 in the back, so that's 35. So, and because I have 18 on the back, I have 9 on the left side and 9 on the right side, so I have 9 stitches here, 9 stitches here, and 17 in front. So this is the front, this is the back, and the back together. Now I want my holes to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stitches wide. So I'm gonna have here 9 minus 3 is 6. Then I'm gonna skip 6 stitches. I'm gonna do a chain of 8. Now on this side I have 17 minus 6, then I'm gonna have a nice 11 stitches. Again I'm gonna skip 6, I'm gonna do a chain of 8 here, and then at the end I'm gonna have 6 more stitches. And I'm gonna do this in single crochets and in chains, and then the last row is gonna be 6 single crochets, 10 single crochets, 11 single crochets, 10 single crochets, and another 6 single crochets. And when I'm gonna come to here, I'm just gonna make another loop for the button, and then I'm gonna be done. Okay, so I have calculated. I'm gonna start my row with a chain 1, and now I have to do 6 single crochet, so that's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna do chain 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm gonna skip 6 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and in the 7th one I'm gonna go in, and I have to do 11 stitches now, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, chain of 8, so that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, skip 6 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In the 7th one I am gonna do 6 single crochet, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And because I'm on the same side as my previous buttonhole is, now before I'm gonna start the last row, I'm actually gonna have to do the chain 5 for the buttonhole and then join it. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now I'm gonna just do the single crochets. Actually, I'm gonna do 6 of them. And now just single crochets. So first I have 6 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, what you have to look is that your button loops will be always on the same side, because you don't want to crisscross the dress to close. Now I'm gonna do 10 single crochets in the chain of 8, so that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now I have here 11 single crochets, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Again, in the chain of 8, I'm gonna do 10 single crochets, so that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and the last 6 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, chain 1, and I can cut the yarn, pull the yarn through, and I have to get rid of the end tail, so I'm just gonna sew the end tail in. Just go through the stitches on the back side and don't go through the front side. Ouch, that's not a nice noise that my needle makes, but it is what it is. So I'm just going back and forth through the stitches on the back side, hiding the end tail in. Okay, and I can cut the yarn now. And let's play dress up. So again, I still have to do the buttons. For now, I'm just gonna be using a pin and this now is a crocheted dress done. As you can see, I used the same principles as on this pattern, except this yarn was much thinner and I had to do more stitches for the base, and because I had more stitches for the base, I have more waves at the end. And I also again showed you how to get the numbers for the arms, how to position them, and now my doll has a second dress, and trust me, she's gonna have even more dresses because I do want to show you as well how to add some stitches, some nice shell stitches perhaps in the skirt or on the top part. So if you want to get notified when I'm gonna have something new out, don't forget to subscribe and hit that subscribe notification bell. And oh, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like. If you have any questions, you can definitely leave a comment down here below. I do try to answer everything. If you're a bit shy, just message me on either my webpage or on my Instagram account, where you can see what I'm doing more frequently. And until the next time, I'm gonna say happy crafting!